Mais uma vez, bom dia, bem-vindos. Retomamos este congresso da APDC, recordo sempre, celebramos 40 anos e vamos olhar para uma parte muito específica das novas tecnologias, ou seja, vamos perceber como é que o TikTok, como outras empresas, olham para as regras que vêm de Bruxelas e como as podem, não digo ultrapassar, mas lidar com elas e continuar a fazer aquilo que fazem todos os dias. Vou chamar a minha próxima convidada, keynote speaker, é Yasmina Larodogoitia. Yasmina, welcome. Yasmina, he intentado decir tu nombre bien, espero que correcto,
Y
¿no?
perfectamente.
Bueno, bienvenida, in English now.
Muchas gracias. Bom dia a todos. I cannot talk more in Portuguese, I'm so sorry. Thank you for APDC for inviting me. It's really a pleasure to be in this event, 40 years futurizing the future. So I'm Yasmina Larodogoitia. I'm public policy manager and government relations public policy and government relations manager for Portugal and Spain. And I would like to talk to you about user safety and user security, and also local partnerships that we have in Portugal. So let's start by providing a short introduction on TikTok. We are the leading entertainment platform for mobile devices and consisting of videos mainly, right? We have over 150 million users in Europe, and we are present in more than 150 countries. In Portugal, we are present since 2018, and we are very enthusiastic to say that the platform has very much attracted to the audience, and we have 3.3 million users in Portugal. But it's very important for us, along this growth, to also build on robust governance and user safety processes. And this is why safety is really our priority. In order for users to be creative, to express themselves, and to be authentic, we really rely on safety. How do we do that? How do we embrace safety in our platform? First, we really invest in safety professionals. So we have 40,000 safety professionals that look for all kinds of policies, moderation, and so on, to really make sure that we ensure safety in our platform. Also, we moderate content globally. We moderate in more than 70 languages globally. And of course, this is the case for Portuguese. Actually, we have 173 moderators for Portuguese. This number changes depending the content evolution, also the events and different milestones that we might have. And we have community guidelines. Community guidelines is a set of norms and code of conduct that is really applicable for everyone in the platform. And in this sense, they are very different from youth safety to well-being to integrity and authenticity. So how do we remove content? So first of all, when a video is uploaded on TikTok, there is an automated moderation system, so machine learning. This is a very important step because these systems will look for any potential violation, aiming to see whether it's a violation of our community guidelines. What kind of signals do they look at? They look at descriptions, they look at keywords, they look at sounds. So basically everything that is embedded in a video. Many times, automated moderation system can already make a decision because they have a high degree of confidence. For example, this is the case for nudity or illegal activities. If there is no violation, the video is just live on TikTok. But if there is a potential moderation, also that looks for a human review, there is a second layer for moderation. And this is where we really invest in human moderation and content moderation, right? What kind of signals do they look? So what is not, the machine learning is not capable of looking at the context and the nuances. So this is why we rely on content moderation. Just to put an example, right? So the computer vision is very intelligent to spot blood, but it doesn't know whether this is related to a movie or a serious real car crash, for example. This is why we very much rely on content moderators. At the same time, this combination is important because content moderators can provide feedback whether this machine learning has been efficient enough, and in this way, we really build on the future capabilities of this automated moderation technology. And also, as we build on this moderation technology, we really, for the future, we really invest so that the content moderators can look at circumstances that provide and that they need context and nuances. So in this mission that we have, we want to bring creativity, we want to bring joy, safety is priority, but mostly our priority is also the youngest ones, the youngest community. So this is why minors are really much in our core center. Just to say, TikTok is for above 13s. We have no interest in having under 13s in our platform, and we invest very much in keeping those who are below 13 out of our platform. And so in terms of minors, so minors being between 13 and 18, what do we do? So first, we have community guidelines specifically for minors. So we have specific policies in order to protect minors in our platform. Second, we think that there is this importance of having a different experience depending on our age. So it's privacy and security by default, and we provide age-appropriate experiences to our youngsters. Third, we have resources. So we have, just to say, it's a very big repository and a lot of information. It's called the Safety Center. If you are interested in knowing what we are building in terms of well-being, in terms of providing information on online challenges, for example. It's very wide and comprehensive tool and platform that we put available for the community, for parents that are also very much willing to know what their children are doing on TikTok and how they can preserve their safety in our platform. And fourth, we very much invest in programs and initiatives, and this is basically digital education and digital skills in which we are investing very much. I will put some examples later on. I was saying age-appropriate limits. There are several features that under 16s and under 18s do not have. For example, I don't know if this is already known, but I think it's always worthwhile to comment on them. So under 16s, they have private accounts by default, and they cannot receive direct messaging, for example. You can see here in this slide all the limits that they already have. And for under 18s, they cannot go on live. They cannot do a live stream. They cannot send virtual gifts. And this is a very important step that we believe we have taken in the industry. There is a limit of 60 minutes for them to use TikTok daily. We believe this is a very important step that we have taken because well-being, digital well-being is very important. And now, in terms of content, how do we provide this safe experience to them? First, removing content. Second, we very much take into account whether some themes and topics can be a bit sensitive. So, for example, diets, they will not be seeing this kind of content in order to not promote any eating disorders and these kind of issues that for the youngsters are very much sensitive and vulnerable. And third, the For You feed, right? The For You feed is our main feed, is where our users enjoy watching TikTok. So we very much take into account high standard eligibility for the For You feed. This means that this is even a third layer in order for us to make sure that whatever is going on the For You feed, it's appropriate for a broad audience. But not only we keep monitoring and we keep safety in our users, but also in our data, in their data. In this sense, we have built a project that is called Project Clover, and this is to ensure data safety, data security in Europe, respecting European rules, of course, and this is our approach for data sovereignty. Just to provide you some insights on Project Clover on data safety. There are three main pillars. So first of all, data localization. Where is this data located, right? So we will have it stored by default in Europe. We have built 2 data centers in Ireland and 1 in Norway. And by default, this would be the location for the European user data. Second pillar of this Project Clover is enhanced data controls and restrictions. So we will have these data restrictions and protection very much ensured in our systems. And third, and I think this is much interesting in this Project Clover approach that we are taking, is that we will have third-party and independent oversight. What does it mean? We are collaborating with NCC Group. It's a cybersecurity company that will provide audit controls. So it's not us saying the data flows are correctly functioning, the data protection is correctly functioning. It's NCC Group who will provide this information and who will be elaborating audits and reports that will be available. But it's very important to talk about the European regulatory framework. Also, it has been discussed along these days in the Congress, right? As you all know, we have the Digital Services Act that has been put in place very recently as well for all the companies that are designated as very large online platforms. We have been designated as very large online platform as we have over 150 million users in Europe. So what kind of ways or milestones or measures did we put in place in order to comply with the DSA? So first of all, for content moderation, we have now a way for users to report not only the content that they see that they might think it's violative of our community guidelines, but also content that they might think it's illegal. So now there are more reporting ways for users. We are empowering them to make this selection in terms of violation of content. And actually, now we have a specific paralegal team in order to be able to attend to these requests. Also, we are providing more transparency. So now, whenever a violation is being done in our platform, and there is even an appeal from a user, we will provide more transparency in order to explain why this video has been eliminated or not. And for the For You feed, I think this is an interesting one as well. The For You feed is personalized. So the videos that each user can see in their mobile devices are personalized and are based on their interest. Now, as part of our DSA compliance as well, we have included another fee that is called the popular feed. So basically, it's a non-personalized feed in which users can see popular content in chronological order. So just to provide you, we have these three have been just some examples of what we are doing in terms of DSA. But if you are interested in knowing what more we are doing, we have the EU Online Safety Center. It's a public center. It's a public platform website in which you can see everything that we are doing in terms of being compliant with DSA. And then I want to talk about another important milestone, the EU elections, that will be happening very, very soon, and the approach that we are taking. Not only we have taken this approach for EU elections, just to make sure, also for other national elections, because for us, for TikTok, it's very important to preserve the election integrity. So just to put an example, misinformation is not allowed, like misinformation on how to vote, who are the candidates, for example. This kind of information is not allowed. And if we see it and we think it's violating our community guidelines, we will eliminate it. And second, we think it's very important that our users, our community, have first-hand information, authoritative information, and official information. So we have worked across all the 27 member states to build an election hub in our platform. So right now we have 27 member election hubs online in our platform that can be found through different hashtags related to EU elections. This is the example for Portugal. We have included authoritative information about EU elections. It's in terms of providing the community authoritative information during the elections campaign, right? We are already in the pre-election campaign. For this election hub, we have worked also with the National Commission for Elections in Portugal, and very importantly, we have also worked with Polígrafo, is our main fact checker. And third, we very much rely on partnerships. So what kind of partnerships? I was telling you about the community guidelines. Just to make sure, we are taking these community guidelines with a holistic approach. So we collaborate with the Safety Advisory Council. It's basically a council that gathers experts, regulators, academics, and so on, in order to gain feedback from them, whether our policies are solid enough, whether they are really attending to the different needs in our community. It's very important for us to rely on this expertise. And as I was saying, we have local partnerships like Polígrafo. We have right now worked with them in some videos to provide some media literacy skills in order the community to spot whether there is a misinformation or disinformation in our platform. And I want to end up also talking about our local partnerships in Portugal. We are very much seeing Portugal as an increasingly important market for us. What have we done so far in terms of partnerships? Well, we have partnered in terms of culture. In the area of culture, we have partnered with the Plan Nacional de Leitura and also with the Portuguese Association of Booksellers and Editors. So what have we done with them? Basically, we have a trend on TikTok that is talking about literature. It's called Book Talk. Many, many videos and many creators, Portuguese creators, talking about how interesting it is to read and talking about who their favorite authors and writers are. So we have been in the Lisbon Book Fair last year. We have also been in Book 2.0 event. You can see here in the pictures we were with some content creators because actually they found a community on TikTok and they really want to foster others to read. And very importantly, we are investing in digital skills and digital education. So I'm very also glad to say that we are collaborating with Miúdos Seguros. Miúdos Seguros is an NGO that works for minor safety. And we are working across all the country in order to provide these digital skills, digital education, and so on, to not only to minors, but also to teachers and families who are around them. And we think it's very important to provide them with tools and empowerment to have a safe and responsible experience on TikTok. So just to say, we are also very enthusiastic in hearing how clear the Portuguese government has in terms of becoming even more digital, providing even more digital skills and capabilities to the society. So also I want to reiterate our commitment to really contribute to this goal and foster this goal. Yeah, thank you, APDC, for the invitation. Thank you for your attention, and obrigada.